Okay, so this will be a feedback slash critique for SSJ Guile. I wonder if J Guile would be good at Tekken, having two right hands. Oh, I'm going crazy. Yeah, it looks doesn't look like any just sort of generic thoughts. Doesn't look like there's any request for specific feedback. Hmm. At this, okay. So why? What exactly was the reasoning here at the start? Right. Um. Not that I okay. There's a lot of like Fang specific stuff that a lot of people use that I'm not necessarily privy to, right? Like I know a lot of people really like the backswing blow, and there's a lot of fun stuff behind it. But and I'm a very like turtly player, very passive. I'm not great at sort of like starting that offense. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But like, why? What was the reasoning behind this decision, right? I I mean, I guess you can say it's like it's a test if he knows the matchup or not. I forget if that move is safe. If they block the high, but I feel like there are plenty of better ways you could have tried to test him, right? Like, you know, to see what is he gonna do when he walks in on you. Maybe you're kind of expecting like, oh, he's gonna expect the low. He's gonna expect a down back three to start off the round. Even then, I still feel like you have, arguably better options to try and just kind of like, all right, let me put on some pressure here. You'll always have sidestep one. You'll always have, core circle forward one plus two, other stuff. Um, it's kind of like a weird situation of when you're formulating a game plan, when you want to sort of test your opponent and start quickly gaining information on what they're gonna try and do. I would maybe focus more on like just dash blocking in still, right? Because you have to that is your easiest and safest way to gain information on your opponent, right? You dash up in their face and then you block or you maintain some distance to see what he does. Does he throw out buttons? Does he dash towards you? Does he backdash, etc., right? Anytime you could do a move, you could also just dash block, reducing a huge amount of risk on your part. I don't mean to ramble on this for too long, so I'll try and like be a bit more concise. But yeah, I would have just opted for dash blocking, right? It's very easy to just kind of throw out a button and knowledge check your opponent, but it's all if you're focusing on. I think you talked about like you want to focus on how do I download my opponent? How do I adapt really quickly? Developing that skill of dash blocking is going to be very critical. And again, it's also like Devil Jin actually doesn't really do that much crazy damage unless he reaches the wall right now. Like I know he gets kind of crazy, but even low damage, right? Like ducking a high that has pretty long whiff recovery and just letting your opponent while standing launch you for free. Your attempt at gaining information or testing your opponent now just results in a huge like you just got off to a really bad start and already from the get go you're playing catch up and having to approach Devil Jin and being up close with them is not exactly the best place to be. But food. Now I guess. Play it out. Okay, so right here, this is where. So you block this mix up. You dash in slightly. The Devil Jin is just back dashing. But here you choose to backdash and you're backing yourself into the wall. Not a fun place to be. I get that Feng is very evasive and you have some panic tools if you need it. But my 2 cents is still dash forward once more and then start sidestepping to disalign yourself from the wall as much as you can. Yeah, you kind of have to worry about the Devil Jin wave dashing in and doing any of his wall standing tracking moves or whatever. But the sooner you disalign yourself from the wall, the easier your life is going to be. Or take more advantage of the Devil Jin backdashing and giving up pressure for whatever reason. Maybe he's afraid of just Fang doing Fang things and slipping away. But you're very linear in this sort of situation, and that's not a place you want to be. Right. Now, like right here, I think this is like fine, but like okay. Like right here, you're backing yourself into the wall, which is an issue. Right here, as you dash forward, this should have been trying to sidestepping your left. So sidestep left to start changing the axis you're on, so you don't just let him get like a clean wall slide. It ends up working out, like you got a whiff punish or poke in or something. But just food for thought in the future. Always be mindful of how close your back is to the wall, right? You just at this point, this late in the game's lifespan, everybody's got some annoying wall game you just don't want to deal with. No, let's keep going. Tragedy. Let's keep going. Oh, he's got fancy combos. Yeah. So that was a bit rough. I think it's just kind of like it's a Double Jin matchup knowledge thing. I'm not too well versed in Double Jin. Apologies up front. What could you have done differently? Is the Demon's Paw or whatever that move is from Double Jin linear? Like, why the sidestep? That's my question, right? You're facing a character with a wave dash, and even one or two wave dashes will help them realign, and he can always do like a lot of homing or tracking moves out of wave dash. What was the reasoning behind the sidestep, right? I don't think it was the worst thing. I don't know enough about Double Jin to maybe say like, hey, here's what exactly you should have been doing instead. I was just kind of like he got a good mix up in. Okay, so right here, you do the down 4 into back 1. Why? Right? What throughout the entire set or of one round, bear with me here. Throughout the entire first round, what exactly in this first round sort of gave you the idea of like, oh, he's someone who's gonna challenge a lot of buttons? Should I replay the whole thing? I actually don't know. Right, this was a punish. Here's a bit of your pressure, but even though he has your back to the wall, like right here, and it is clearly in his favor because Double Jin has that new fucked up hell sweep where he can put you in force crash and maintain. This shit's fucked up, right? Even though he has the advantage here, clearly he starts to back away. So with that knowledge in mind, like look at how much he's backing up, and then he dashes in slightly into your down forward thing. Even here, he's this is like the only time that he's really pressed the button where he's like, all right, let me move in. He doesn't seem like someone who's really like, all right, let me mash out or challenge my opponent when it's clearly like where it's either an ambiguous situation or clearly their turn, right? My this is again my opinion. My perspective here is I think you continue to pester with lows, or you start implementing like sidestep 1 or sidestep 1+2 and stuff to really like see, okay, what is this guy going to do, right? What makes him retaliate? What's like the trigger point of like what triggers him into action, basically, right? Doing this and to just back one already against a character with the flash punch combo, that's just asking to get hurt. He misses the punish, but it's about the principle of the matter, in my opinion. It's like, okay, he didn't punish you, but now you just gave up all your pressure, right? And you just kind of back away from there. So in that situation, try to continue with maybe a bit more down 4 pestering, doing a sidestep, because I'm not sure, actually, I've seen a few of your matches, but I guess I'm not sure what your preference for Feng is, right? Because, Feng has a lot of tools. Everybody plays them how they want. If you're someone who likes to use the sidestep mix-ups a lot, or at all, really, you got to start conditioning them from the get-go, right? Like, you need to start conditioning them with sidestep 1+2, sidestep 2, sidestep, stuff like that, to make them be to respect you, so that when you do sidestep forward, they're not, like, trying to challenge you or backdashing or whatever. But yeah, from the get-go, you gotta go with that in mind of like, okay, I plan to use this tool because it's a tool you like using a lot. What are my methods to condition my opponent to fall for that tool more often, right? And sidestep, Feng has a lot of sidestep moves, but any directional input, For example, Paul has sidestep 3, fucking busted ass move, right? But it can be very obvious to people who play against Paul a lot of like, hey, he's gonna do sidestep 3, low parry or hop kick the shit out of him, right? However, during a sidestep, Paul can instead do 3+4, which acts as a command kill, and instead of doing sidestep 3, Paul does his, just standing 3 mid poke, right? And if you've conditioned the opponent to respect sidestep 3 a lot, you can just do sidestep 3+4 2 and just get an easy, damage, high frame advantage, punish, cancel, blah, 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 blah. So the idea is like, you're not restricted to only your sidestep moves. See what options you have, whether it is a command kill or just, doing directional stuff, right? Doing sidestep into core circle 4, 1+2, etc. This is a really long tangent, and man, it would suck if you're just someone who's just like, I don't really care about sidestep 4. I'm just like, oh, rip. but that's the idea, right? Figure out what are your tools that you like using. What are your ways to condition your opponent to start, falling for those tools? And obviously, there's no easy game plan of like, all right, if I just use this set of moves throughout the match, they'll always fall prey to X move. Although some people you have to condition more, some people you have to condition less, but that should be your game plan. Don't just do down 4 into back 1. Nothing the guy has done recently is going to be like, yeah, he's going to challenge me. Right? And even so like right here, right, I feel like there is nothing the Devil Jin can do that's going to beat wall standing 1 from this position, right? Wall standing 4 has the pushback, which is fine. But wall standing 1 being a -1 isn't the worst, because then again you can do down 4 again, because again he didn't challenge you when he did back 1. He backdashed when your back was to the wall. He gave up pressure for whatever reason, and continued to just kind of like be a bit more passive. So again, a lot easier to see this from the outside looking in. Obviously at the start of a round you have no idea what the opponent's going to do, but stuff to just keep in mind for the future, right? Of like, okay, I did down back 3. What does the opponent like to do after this? Let me do wall standing 1 into sidestep stuff and see what happens. So I don't think it was the worst. I guess I'm confused as to like, again, why the jab into a throw? What exactly was your reasoning behind that? Yeah. Maybe it was just a poor spacing issue. I mean, it's not exactly Feng has like crazy ass command throws. Yeah, let's just keep going. I don't think it was like the worst thing to do. Rip. Nice. Oh, this is a very like minor nitpick, I guess, but like do delayed hop kick, right? Wall standing 3 is there. Wall standing 3 is consistent enough, I think. I think against Eddie slippery kicks it sucks or whatever, but what doesn't suck against Eddie slippery kicks, right? But doing delayed hop kick will make your life a lot easier. Delayed hop kicks were buffed this season. They're gonna have like a better hitbox, right? You're never gonna have to worry about hop kick or wall standing 3 whiffing when faced with a stagger block situation, right? Delayed hop kick gives you a better combo. I'm pretty sure the routes can get you better wall carry, right? It's about the same, but the main point thing. Or what's that? Let me just, before I keep talking out of my ass. Wall standing 3. So wall standing 3 is 16 damage, which is respectable. It's fine. But delayed hop kicks is an easy 25 damage, and that that shit adds up. Always make your damage count. In situations where you can get better damage, go for the better damage punish. All right. It's very important to like. That's 9 extra points that you don't have to work for now, right? This stuff adds up. That's just my 2 cents. No. Unfortunate drop. I'm not sure if that was like just lag or something, but yeah, unfortunate. I don't. Is that a setup? Down forward 2-2 into 1+2? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? But like, so here's the thing with punch parries. it's kind of falling to that same situation with back one, right? The Devil Jin hasn't challenged you at all. I don't think I've seen this guy do like 1 or 1-1 that much at all, except when he thought he had a punish and he did, but he fucked it up or whatever, or when you whiffed the throw. That's the only time he's just like, all right, let me do 1-1, right? He's never really going to challenge you into a point where he's going to fall for like some punch parry setup. And I think just punch parries, I don't think Mishima's really utilize, or Devil Jin specifically utilizes enough punches to worry about it, right? Like if he starts to do laser scraper, then yeah, let it rip, right? Just do the punch parries. There are specific situations you want to do it in. You don't want to do it just out in the blue, because he does have like a lot of annoying lows that the punch parries won't catch, and just kicks, right? Like back four, like you'll see right here, was it Demon Steel Pedal or whatever, right? Or that up forward 4 into like that disgusting Oki that he gets, because it's not like the same as season 1, but you know, it's gotten buffed, right? Any of that just powers through your punch parry, right? So I feel like you don't need to go for like these parry setups that much. Focus more on like, all right, I did -6, let me just hold back and wait for a reset or a return to neutral, and then go back to like more advantageous situations. Yeah, because you know, and that happens. Nice. Nice. That was a big ass Hail Mary, but hey, it worked out, right? That was sick. I didn't even know you could sidestep in that direction. That's so funny. There we go. He's ready for the punish. Right, so again, we see that, like, he's challenging you there slightly, but she sidestep, which is fine. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Why did he challenge you here? So, I guess he was expecting another low. I'm of the opinion, I just don't think you're really conditioning him enough to start really be worried about, like, for him to be like, all right, I need to challenge this guy and disrespect him, right? And so all you're doing is just setting yourself up for getting punished like that. And now you have to deal with, you know, Devil Jin Oki. Talk about that more later. Rip. A tragedy. Does he win? Oh no. Nice. Committed. Again, let's just keep going. I guess he was challenging with stuff right there. Nice. You start doing the side step to disalign yourself. Why? I mean, I guess it's like, yeah, you gotta see if he can actually, you know, block launch you, like block, punish, launch, whatever the term is on you on that. But it's just like, why do that to yourself, right? Like, why put yourself in that situation? You have so many other mids to use and to kind of like challenge him a bit more. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, hey, he didn't launch you. It's whatever. Oh, nice. Nice. It's fine. Nice. Holy shit. Oh man, I love side step 4. Nice. Oh shit. Okay, so he's wave dashing in your face. Why are you jabbing at a wave dash situation, right? I feel like you're just asking to get demolished. My opinion is, if they're wave dashing in your face, just back 4, right? To really check him. Back 4, you get most likely hit the first time, even if it's blocked, you just up forward 2 or something. I feel like a jab is too risky, but yeah, it's fine, I guess. Oh, I actually don't know how much of a meme his rage drive is, or if it's actually really good. Oh, nice. Oh my god, the one time his hop kick works. Somebody clipped that. Never happen again. Nice setup, I guess. Hmm. Was that the reward? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Okay, so because you said it was a struggle, so I guess this is the round where like things start to change, starts to go in his favor. So what happens here? Ah, he starts moving around. Rip. Mm. What was the reasoning here? Was it you were expecting him to like wave dash in? Nice. Let's just keep going. Nice, nice. Oh, the wall. It didn't work. Hey, whatever. Ah. Okay, so what changes here? Man, I love the. I mean, the dedication of 1+2. Let's just keep going. I do not know enough to see whether or not that's like a bad idea or not. Oh, nice. I mean, it's working out. Uh, that's rough. Rough stuff. Oh, okay. So right around here. Was it a lack of matchup knowledge? I don't know. Okay, before I lose my train of thought, you use 1-3 a lot in there, and it's just kind of like why are you overcommitting to like the string? Again, it goes back into how many times realistically, how many times, what has been your success rate on getting a parry, on getting a counter hit, etc., right? Like how many times are you really going to get this guy with 1-3 hoping for a counter hit, right? Again, I feel like you're overcommitting to your baits and parries and all this other stuff that again doesn't seem to really be working out in your favor. I would just do the one jab. Okay, it's not punishable. Move on, right? And start moving out of the way to get out of like. I mean, I guess that was just a missed input, but getting out of the way to avoid like dealing with this dude's mix-ups. Right. Nice. Okay, well, we'll talk about this more later. Hmm. There's some ballsy ass plays. Hot damn. Okay, so like right here, right now we have the opposite problem of the Deviljin's already sidestepping you to disalign from the wall, and you're sidestepping with him for to like I don't know, maybe you were expecting something, but now you can see like the stage is all right. Now your back is getting closer to the wall, and the Deviljin's going farther away. Remember, step with him so that his back stays to the wall and yours doesn't. Right. So now you're losing your pressure. I guess that was the habit, right? Because you have a habit or preference for sidestep left to initiate mix-ups, and you're not using the other direction as much. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Mm, Oh no, you were blocking. Was it a low parry? I don't know. I gotta really screen these matches. Okay. All right. This is awkward. Okay. Nice. Nice. Uh, I guess it was canceled, but it didn't matter. Oh, alright, comeback time. Right. Maybe that was on purpose. I don't know. Whoa! What the fuck is that tracking? Okay. If you press the move, if you're on a defensive sidestep and you're trying to evade something, don't press any buttons, right? It'll extend your heart box and then you get fucked. If you didn't press a move and you were just sidewalking or moving around, holy shit, what is that tracking? I can't even see you through the hit sparks, but it's like, I can't even show it. I don't even know, but that's fucked up. That's a tragedy right there. Rip. Okay. Oh man, that was a really interesting turnaround. I should watch the last match, but I think this video is too long as is. I'm trying to be more concise with my thoughts here, so we'll cut it short here. Here we're gonna go over my main points again. So, neutral, punishment slash matchup knowledge, combos slash Oki, and personal opinion stuff. Neutral. You're you're just throwing everything at the and throwing everything but the kitchen sink and hoping something sticks, right? It doesn't feel like you're conditioning them for any sort of end game. Like, what's your end game? What is your kind of like, all right, this is my goal to work towards, right? Is it utilizing side step 4? Is it utilizing down back 3? Is it utilizing down 2, etc., etc., etc.? It just felt like you were just kind of like throwing out your panic, not panic options, but your parry and like kind of like you're gonna press a button tool. But the Devil Jin never really pressed a button, right? He never really fell hard into these parry bait setups, right? Or counter hit setups. And the one or two times he did it doesn't justify the 9 million other times that you just threw away your pressure and threw away your turn for no reason. It's not like Feng doesn't have, pressure options. They can be a bit awkward given, your hitbox issues and your fucking pushback issues, right? A pixel pushback, suddenly everything whiffs. I get that frustration, but you need to utilize your plus frame options a bit more. A lot more quarter circle forward 1+2, a lot more sidestep 1+2. Being +1 is a world of difference from being at -1, from being at -10, from spamming back 1, from being at minus. What is Feng's 1+2 leave him at? God damn it! I can't. -12? What the hell? -12. They should have been punishing you, Rip. Right, you're too many times that you're going for some parry bait setup that hasn't worked out at all, and you're just throwing away your pressure. Focus more on quarter circle forward 1+2 for pressure, and to condition them to like respect your lows a bit more, or condition them to stand block so that your lows work out a bit more, or sidestep 1+2 so that they're not like constantly on the lookout of sidestep 4 when you actually do go for it. Other options, or I'll talk about more about personal opinion stuff later, right? Other options in neutral, you gotta dash block. Too much of your time is spent just kind of like, all right, let me just keep throwing out moves and see what works out, right? You're spending way too much time just like dashing in, throwing out a mid or some other move, and then hoping it works out. And it's like, you got to utilize a bit more. This scrolls down. I got distracted. You got to utilize a lot more, like utilize more down 4, utilize more, down 2, especially stuff. Again, just these quick chip in pokes that don't have huge commitment issues. That, you know, if the opponent blocks, whatever, they get a 12 frame punish, and it's not like a launch punish. Not less of these like, let me just throw out my counter hit parry tools and hope for the best. Other aspects of neutral is be mindful of your stage presence, right? Like we saw earlier, you had, was it here? I'm gonna waste all my time trying to find this clip, but you have the pressure here, and then you just the situation where you had the pressure, you got up quickly, and the Devil Jin quickly started to like, oh right, I think it was like right here. So you get your wall, boom. Is it right here? Yeah, yay! I got lucky. Right here, right? Like if your wall pressure, the Devil Jin's back is to the wall. He blocks some move from you, knows that he has the time, and immediately starts to sidestep. And now you're precariously close to the wall. So if you try to keep with him a bit more, you're in a rough spot, right? And on top of that, so be mindful of your stage presence. Start to sidestep and make sure that you're not boxing yourself in. And also utilize more sidestep right. I don't know if it's a habit at this point just to utilize a lot of sidestep left, or if it's because like Devil Jin's supposedly weak to that side. But like right here, you should have moved with him, and that way you can like challenge him more. Because moving, you know, sidestep left, your back is to the wall. Sidestep right, you're a bit closer to him, so your pokes can work out, and your back is not as close to the wall. So be mindful of that stuff. Other aspects of neutral. Nothing comes to mind, and I don't want to, start repeating myself. I'll just say it again. It comes down to being more mindful of where you're at with the stages, being more mindful of just, throwing away your turn all the time. Sometimes you're gonna dash in, and the most explosive reward you get is a down 4, and that is perfectly fine. You get your down 4, you dash back away, and you force the Devil Jin to chase you down. And it can be scary because you're dealing with a wave dash character, but again, it's more about like not just constantly throwing away your turn and throwing away all these parries, baits, and all this other counter hit stuff when the opponent really hasn't shown any sort of degree where the opponent is not challenging you to the level of where your parries and your sort of your gambles are going to really heavily work out in your favor, right? And instead, all you're doing is wasting precious time where you could have been conditioning him with, more cursor forward 1+2 to sort of try to frustrate him and make him press more buttons, or sidestep 1+2, right? It seems to be your goal of making him press buttons and frustrating him to force a mistake could be more easily achieved with better options. Punishment / matchup knowledge. I think you're too trigger happy challenging wave dash, right? Like, just if you need a button to press, just press back 4 and call it a day. I think or down back 3 at worst. Down back 3, you gotta be careful because sometimes they'll just low parry you because of that forward movement from the wave dash. It just happens to be like that right time. I don't know enough Devil Jin, and honestly, this guy is kind of playing like Turley, so I can't really say like, yeah, watch out for this situation. The only thing that really comes to mind is, watch out for laser scraper at the wall, but that's why you have punch parries. That's when you should be utilizing them a bit more. Against Devil Jin, you're really just playing, basic ass Tekken, right? Like, yeah, it's obviously very different when one character has a hell sweep from crouch dash and the other doesn't. But a lot of Devil Jin is just kind of, poke, go for an explosive mix up here, but he's not like the Oki monster Kazuya is now. He's not the spam mids all day that Heihachi is, right? He's not the right leg machine that Jin is, whatever. So focus more on playing compact, reducing the amount of risk that you're putting yourself at, and trying to just chip in, right? Value your chip damage more, because that's really what's going to help you. That chip damage will add up, make your life easier in the later matches. What else? Combo / Oki. Combos were fine. I think you went for the forward 3 into shoulder at one point. I don't know if that's consistent on Devil Jin or not. I don't think forward going for forward forward three is bad per se, but I think if you don't get the shoulder, go for set up. That's when you want to condition them for sidestep mix ups and stuff. Oh god, it's been forever. I haven't even really thought about like combo routes in a while. Try to look for more opportunities where you have like a conditioning finally a teaching moment, a conditioning moment of like, hey, okay, finish up my combo, he's getting back up, I have time to like do a sidestep 1+2 or something. Again, constantly reinforcing him and reminding him that, hey, I got these tools, am I going to do sidestep 4 now, and maybe it's such a far range that he's just like, there's no way it's going to clean hit, and that's fine because you'll just be doing sidestep 1+2, or right. Oh fuck, it's like, hey, am I gonna do sidestep 4 now? No, it's sidestep 1+2, and then utilize the +1 for movement to again further sidestep options, or backdashing to reposition yourself and not put yourself like at an awkward wall state, stuff like that. Maybe setting up the shifting cloud stuff a bit more. I feel like you had some pretty good, like, shifting clouds 3. Is that the low? No, that's the high. I'm an idiot. That's the low. Okay, +2. That's not too bad. +2 is solid, right? So setting up more shifting cloud stuff for the Oki. I think your combo route has to change. Oh yeah, it has to be that down forward for 1+2. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to harp on this point for too long. You have options. I don't think your combo routes were like terrible or anything. I think your Oki was fine as well. I just think you're not utilizing and maximizing opportunities to, again, force your opponent towards an end goal that you want. Okay, personal opinion stuff, the usual, options that I think are neat, but your mileage may vary, especially with Feng, right? Like, everybody's got their preferences on tools. You need to utilize down to a lot more, right? The entire time you're doing jabs, you're doing 1-3, you're doing down four into back 1, 1-3, 1 into 1+2. All of these times that he's never really ducking, right? And I feel like you're leaving a lot of damage on the table by not utilizing down 2 a bit more, right? And then down 4-1's not the worst thing to use, but maybe more wall standing 1. Again, you just don't want them to like easily backdash out of your pressure and stuff like that. But just using a lot more down 2. I feel like utilizing more of your plus frame options. Core circle for 1+2, sidestep 1+2, sidestep 2 especially. You can utilize sidestep 2 in a bit of a way like you can with forward 4, right? Utilize it as kind of like a sidestep, get some easy plus frames, and then slip away with from back turn so you don't get caught by something, right? Force him to chase you when you're in back turn, and then when you're in back turn, just do back turn down 3, right? Like, have them run into back turn down 3. Try to set that up a bit more. But I think you're just too many options that you're choosing to use, end your turn or throw away your turn, throw away your pressure, and you're kind of resetting back to neutral, and you're not doing enough to maintain pressure or advantage or keep your turn. And the only time there was ever really anything that happened was like one time, like a big Hail Mary into core circle forward 2. Yeah. More down 2, more down 4. Again, you need to rack up that chip damage and actually give him a reason to duck, right? And the chip damage adds up. And if he's going to be very passive as he is throughout the game, that 1, 2, 3 down 2s or 2 down 2s and a down 4. What are we looking at? 7 damage. That's sad. I mean, it is what it is for how safe the low is, right? But one or 2 down 2s, that's 34 damage. 1 or 2 down 4s, that's 14 damage. This stuff adds up. And more importantly, it adds up both in damage and it adds up in both like, all right, this dude's just pestering me with lows. Maybe I should try and block some. Or maybe they don't. They're just like, I'm never going to fucking duck. And you just keep chipping them to death, right? Death by pokes. That's what you got to work with. Because you're going for all these big Hail Mary plays like the up 4, 3-4 stuff or whatever. And there's no reason why the Devil Jin would duck yet. You only did like 1 or 2 down back 3s throughout the match. I feel like down back 3 is a more effective counter hit tool than back 1 would be, right? If he's just gonna stand block back 1 and 1-3 all the time, you can do 1 into down back 3, right? And sort of just give him more reasons to duck. Give him more reasons or incentive to duck so that your mids can come in and put in some work. Other options. No, I mean that's pretty much it on my end for right now. Yeah, yeah. Is there anything left? A tragedy. Oh, I feel like that was lag because you're blocking well. No, I mean that's pretty much it. TLDR. Stop overcommitting to like these counter hit baits and stuff when the opponent's clearly not doing anything to fall for it. Work towards an end game, right? Whether that's sidestep 4, whether that's death by pokes, whether that's down back 3, whatever. You focus more on what are tools that have low commitment, low risk, but create advantageous situations for yourself and force the opponent into action, right? What is a move that's like, if you just keep letting me use this, I'm gonna keep doing it, right? And yeah, it's not like Feng has like a crazy spammable move like electric or Paul quarter circle back 4 or some safe spamming down forward 2 and stuff, but it's like you still have your tools and how they interconnect with your other parts of your kit, right? Like you still have strong mids that help condition your opponent to be more susceptible to your lows, and you need to be working with that in mind. All right, be mindful of your stage presence, utilize movement a bit more, right? Utilize dash block to start seeing like, hey, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna be passive? All right, then dash block into core circle forward 1, and then after you do core circle forward 1, dash block again. Okay, is he flash ducking back 4, right? You're not utilizing dash block enough. You're just overcommitting to stuff you don't need to. Shit, didn't do the. You've seen me around. You know the drill. I'm just a nerd who likes Tekken, and I like Feng, and I think Feng's really cool, and I think here are options and my thought process going into it based on my experience playing Feng and based on what I've seen other people do, right? At the end of the day, it is not gospel nor commandment. It's just kind of like, hey, here's my 2 cents. Food for thought, take it as you will, right? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you'd prefer a follow-up video to be like, hey, watch the last round because I really think I just was really lost in the last round, let me know. If you prefer text, like, hey, could you do a TLDR text breakdown or some shit, I'm game. Yeah, that's about it.